Welcome to ARM Studios, and today I have the pleasure of talking to Miguel Forte, CEO of Kiji Therapeutics, as well as an ARM board member. Thank you for being with me today, Miguel.
Thank you, Rita. Thanks for the invitation.
Awesome. So can we start off by just maybe you telling us a bit about Kiji?
Sure. So Kiji is a recently created company established in France with an affiliate in Madrid. And we are addressing unmet medical needs with autoimmune diseases. We realize that there's quite a few of those that still have not been able to be solved. And what we're doing is we're taking MSCs, originating them from iPS, so optimizing the manufacturing, and then engineering them for optimal effect. So what we do is we gene transfer with a lenti CXCR4-IL-10 to really target the cells to inflammation and optimize the mechanism of action. So what we want is to use a tool that is tested, that is safe, that we optimize from a manufacturing and efficacy point of view to really address unmet medical needs in autoimmune diseases.
Awesome. That sounds extremely exciting, Miguel. Thank you. So my next question is, you bring, a European perspective to Meeting on the Mesa. Can you tell me a bit about what you're focusing on at this meeting?
Yeah, this is a great meeting, first and foremost, by getting people together, by having the opportunity for us to discuss, share experiences, network, do deals. I had a very good discussion just before, promising opportunities for the business we do, and all of that with the intention to get adequately developed products to patients. It's also an important perspective. Another person I was just chatting, again, this chatting to a lot of people, was the global aspect of ARM and the global aspect of this meeting. Is getting people from all over the place, people all the way from Japan to Vancouver, that side, going over Europe. Now, my European perspective and my role in some of the actions that ARM does is to make sure that we cater for some regional aspects, some regional issues, and transform them into opportunities. And I'm sure you're familiar with some of the challenges we are facing, the field is facing in Europe in terms of funding, in terms of moving regulatory targets, in terms of challenging for access. And then in the end, what we all want to do is to make sure that these products reach the patients in need, and we don't want Europe to be less favored than other regions, namely the US.
Yes, no, thank you for that. And, ARM, obviously we couldn't agree more. Our focus isn't just on the US, it's also obviously on Europe. And we've even talked about, some working on expansion into Asia, which is some of the things that you and I have worked on together. So, couldn't agree more. At the end of the day, it's about all patients having access to life-saving medications. So you are a very active board member, and so I think the audience would be interested in understanding, just what are you passionate about from a, advocating for the cell and gene therapy perspective?
I think the first thing about cell and gene therapy is the fantastic science. We're going down to the real core, which is, as I was pointing out for Kiji, engineering the cells for a purpose. We can today, like in a car, open up the boot, tweak the engine, and make sure that you get optimal efficacy. So that's the fantastic science. What does that give is opportunities for very impactful effect and benefit to patients, long-lasting effects, potential cures with gene in vivo and ex vivo. That is the first and foremost passion, the science and the benefit for patients. Then is also a group of passionate people getting together, hence getting back to this meeting and the opportunity of interacting with friends, making new friends, and above all, discussing the field. So that's what makes me passionate about the field. And then ARM and other organizations represent an opportunity for us to get together and have a collective, stronger voice impacting the field. That's because I feel that's not only fun, but also our responsibilities. And in the end, we'll do a better job that I try to be active to the extent that the bandwidth allows in things like the board of ARM, as well as some of the committees and other groups within ARM, always with the intention to contribute to the extent that I can to further the field, and that will feed back to my daily job, feed back to my passion, and will benefit patients in the end.
Oh, wonderful. No, I mean, well said. And I love what you said about just, the expert leaders collectively getting together to, just pursue the mission of cell and gene therapy in patients. So thank you. So my last question for you is, and you kind of touched upon it in your last answer, but why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because I get fun out of it. And why do I get fun? I get fun because, I've started my career as a physician treating patients. Interestingly enough, I started my work and my research and my clinical practice as an HIV physician. And it's actually great to see now the virus that we were treating is the source of the gene editing that we're doing today, right? So, and that's why I like it, because we have fun, we control, and we transform a challenge into an opportunity for the benefit of the patients. And so that's why it's fun. That's why it's fun.
Well said. That's awesome. Thank you so much for
Thank you, Rita.
participating in ARM Studios, Miguel. This has been a fantastic conversation.
Thank you for that.